So, by the way, if you guys enjoy this sort of this format more so than the PowerPoint format, do let me know by leaving a comment down below in the comments. All right, hello there, you beautiful people. I hope you guys are doing all right, and welcome back to another Direct Strike Commander Guide. So, you might be wondering if you have seen my Commander Guides before, what happened to the PowerPoint? Well, my analytics told me that the PowerPoint was not as interesting, since it's just me talking at you for quite some time, so I'm going to experiment with this model. If you guys are new to the channel, by the way, and this is your first time here, you guys enjoy Direct Strike videos, consider dropping me a sub. Actually, no, consider checking out my Commander Guides first. I'll have a little playlist of my old ones there. They're a little less engaging with this one. There's a little bit of talking at the beginning, and then there'll be some gameplay. But this one, we're just going to jump right into the gameplay. And as we notice here, we are playing some Dehaka. Because I had a few requests for a Dehaka guide, so you know what? Let's do it. Dehaka is next up on the table. So we're going to put down our worms here. I just made a heavy investment. We are playing on Heroic. So I made a heavy investment in worms rather than going Dehaka. This is because the worms will actually shield our cannons quite well. And I want to see what my opponent is going. It's always smart to see what your opponent is going, just so that you can have a little bit of a more optimal opener, rather than sort of just putting things down. Obviously, putting down Dehaka by himself would have been fine too. And it looks like I have two Phoenixes on my team. I have double Phoenix Dehaka. That is an interesting team composition. Right, so, if you guys notice, I had to spend a lot of money to put these worms down. 150 minerals each to get one of these worms. The worms will give you access to Deep Tunnel, which is your sort of detection ability. Alarak. And as you can see there, I just summoned the worms. I get 3 charges, 1 for each worm I summon, right? So if I only had 1 worm out on the field, I'll only get 1 charge. So Dehaka does not have any other form of detection besides Dehaka himself. He can get detection as one of his evolution buffs at level 6, I believe. So I'm at level 2 right now, so every time I buy things, I get levels, right? So let's just evolve Dehaka. So since I'm against Alarak, I do still want Devour, which allows you to eat a unit instantly and gain a bunch of stats. I probably want Intimidating Roar, which sort of slows down your opponent's movement speed and attack speed, which is all around generally good. And I think I'm going to get some regeneration. So level 1 regeneration is only 3 health per second. Still, not too bad. And I'm going to actually nab... Oh, so we can micro Dehaka's Devour right now, but I'm going to just have it on autocast for now, because I just don't know what I'm going to encounter. So I think it's going to be Alarak. Looks like an Alarak and a Swan. So my worms down here, put them down. They do 50 damage with each auto attack, and look at that. My worms just help me win that push, and we have middle control. So I'm walking into a Swan, so Swan's bearing us down. So it looks like we're against Mengsk, Alarak, and a Swan. Okay. Not in that order, though. So I think it is Alarak last, Swan in the middle, Mengsk first. Okay. So, anyways, Alarak has not built anything. I don't actually know what he's going to go. So I'm going to take the initiative to go to tier 2, because I don't want to sit on my money right now. And let's put down these Primal Zerglings. So Dehaka's Primal Zerglings have 90 HP, so they're a very decent unit to go. They're also light in their bow, so you would actually be able to build these in situations where other Zerglings would not make any sense at all. Right? If you go facing Hellbats with a heavy line of, like, say, Marauders that do anti-armor, Primal Zerglings can do a decent job, because they will survive a little longer than normal. That being said, though, they are still vulnerable to the fact that they are Zerglings. As you can see here, they help tank a little, and now they're gone. But look at that, it saved Dehaka a lot of HP. Is Dehaka stunned right now? I don't know, but my Primal Worms definitely took care of that. So, against Alarak, I don't know what he's trying to go. I can't scan, because I don't have scan. That's one of the weaknesses. The trade-off of having very powerful wave support is that you can't scan. That being said, though, I don't know if he's trying to go like Mothership, because if this Alarak is trying to go Mothership Rush against me, first of all, that's very foolish, because the Dehaka can eat like anything that's not heroic. So you know what? Let's just read over his ability over here, Devour. So instantly kills the target from enemy unit, and then the Dehaka also recovers. I think if it's a biological unit, he heals as well. Heals for 20% life. Right. So these are all the little modifiers. Sorry, I got a little hiccup that he's getting. For things to eat. So if he eats an air unit, he gains a range attack, which is like a little laser beam. Armored units give them more attack. Okay, well, I think this guy's got the same idea as me. Like, he's trying to force me to build something so he can counter it. So the thing is, though, if I go ground into Alarak, right, I'm gonna lose. Because he smashes all my units. Like, all my units are armored. This guy's armored. This guy's armored. This guy's armored. This guy's armored. That guy's armored. This guy's armored. This guy's armored. That guy's armored. And this guy's armored. So, I really don't have much of a good recourse. So, you know what? If Alarak's gonna play the chicken game, I'm gonna go to tier 3. And we're gonna play the ultimate chicken. We're gonna build the ultimate chicken unit that you can build as Dehaka, which is massing creeper hosts. So we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Let's just talk about, I guess, what other modifiers I have still. So if I eat a light unit, I gain move speed. If I eat a massive unit, I gain armor and I gain thorns. So I reflect damage back to my opponent. Looks like he's gone for it. He's gone for it. He's gone for a bunch of slayers. There we go. He couldn't wait any longer. So against slayers, they are armored, but Alarak has no chicken nuggets to back him up, so I'm not really that scared. There we go. See, that's the little laser beam I was talking about. He just ate this science vessel. Now, unfortunately, that science vessel is actually going to be a big nuisance because it's attracting Dehaka's aggro, and it is also... So I just ate twice. That being said, though, eating twice is usually quite rare.
What's up?
Okay. Well, we do have a conundrum. So, against science vessels, I probably don't want to be going too many Hydralisks, because science vessels will irradiate my Hydralisks quite efficiently. So I think I'll have to actually build Primal Mutalisk. So Primal Mutalisk don't have a lot of DPS, but they are very tanky. And once I get a critical number of them, they should deal with those Swan's science vessels quite efficiently. And if Swan's going to science vessels, there might be a chance he might go Wraiths. So yeah. And also, so Dehaka's Mutalisk are the tankiest Mutalisk in the game. They got 200 health, right? 300 health with the modifiers. I'll talk about the modifiers real soon. So there we go. The Radiate's coming out, and we have a Wrath Walker here. So okay, let's see. Let's get on our Roar, and let's get Slice and Glaive. That causes my Mutalisk to do double damage to air units, so that helps them clear out these science vessels a little bit better. And Shifting Carapace makes it so that when the Mutalisks are moving, or if they're just sort of bouncing around each other, knowing how direct strike physics works, they take reduced damage. And I think here we can also get Primal Reconstitution. Primal Reconstitution allows the Mutalisk to revive itself after it dies. So it's kind of like Kerrigan's Ultralisk. When they die, there's a chance to revive themselves. There we go. So now we can witness the Primal Worms just sort of melting the face off of something. It's got this ability called Bile Stream. Hold on, let's jump this in, put this back down here. It's got this ability called Bile Stream. It's on a little cooldown, but it does 250 damage over 4 seconds, just to any unit. So it looks like we are in a bit of a pickle right now. So let's just put down some of these worms here. So my Zerglings are taking the front of the Irradiate, and that's good. We're just smashing through these units. So I went these Mutalisks because I think Alarak is going to have a tough time dealing with them. But the answer looks like I'm wrong. There's a lot of... Like, I'm having a tough time dealing with these Slayers right now. And so I think I need to mix it up, where I go... It's going to have to be Zerglings on the ground, along with Bravasaurs, and Pyramidals in the air. I think that's going to have to be my build, so I'm going to have to put down some more Primal Mutalisks. So the only issue that Primal Mutalisks have is that they don't do too much damage compared to other Mutalisks. Because first of all, they cost a lot. You can't have too many of them out. And so they're only good in like certain situations. And I guess this one is one of them. And they're only good in large numbers, like every Mutalisk, literally every Mutalisk that exists out there. So I think I'm going to get Primal Reconstitution so that my Mutalisks can revive themselves. Now, then Dehaka, is he going to eat a Science Vessel? Eat a Science Vessel. Let's see. So, okay, there we go. All of those are gone. Put down my worms over here, and let's see how we do once we get onto the Alarak wave. We're doing quite good, actually. That being said, though, we didn't finish it all off. Okay, so let's talk about a bit of Dehaka's modifiers. So, some of Dehaka's units gain bonus stats. And which ones are they? Well, they're the ones that usually aren't part of the normal swarm. Because Dehaka's whole, like, his whole sort of premise is that he's like what the Zerg naturally were like, right? And so his Ravasaurs, for example, gain bonuses. His Primal Igniters gain bonuses. His Primal Mutalisks gain bonuses. Basically, any unit that's Primal on it gains bonuses. Impalers gain bonuses. Not the Primal Host, actually, but the Creeper Host gains bonus. Primal Guardians gain a bonus, and it looks like we're smashing a can. And Tyrannosaurs gain a bonus. So, all of these units share the same sort of pool of bonuses. So for example, here we have a bonus that gives them 20% attack weapon speed. The first bonus you'll always get is bonus life on a unit, and the next one is the attack speed. And a rare one you might get is lifesteal. I don't know if I've seen it yet, but lifesteal is a rare option that might pop up here. So we have, there we go, lifesteal, 20% lifesteal. So all units have access to these modifiers. The only unit that has its own unique modifiers are the creeper hosts. So creeper hosts have access to the evolved carapace, which gives bonus HP, as you can see, right? Like this little thing here tells you what you're gonna get next, right? So I'm gonna get leeching next. Look at that. I got adrenal glands. I'm gonna get leeching, and then next right after that, evolved carapace. So it's always gonna be in that order. You're never gonna really get surprises. So for creeper hosts, your first one is evolved carapace, and the second one is doubled spawn rates. So the second one allows your creeper host to spawn twice as many creepers as normal. So that's pretty good. Okay, so I'm gonna get Dehaka's fire breath because I'm going into Mangst right now because of how the wave is stacked up. And with this fire breath, that is gonna allow me to just burn all his little units here. There we go, fire breath. So that's available at level 6. What's also available is chitinous planing, so that's just a little bit more armor upgrades for Dehaka, should he need it. Although, it only takes him up to 4 armor max. I think right now he only has, well, if I can click on him, he has a base 1 armor, and then he also gets a colossal status, so that means when he gets level 6, he can start walking over stuff. That's also very important. If you're building air units, you should build a unit above him before he gets level 6, or else you won't be able to place that unit on top of him anymore. That's just my piece so that you can maximize your airspace. Because the game does not realize that there's a unit on top of him, and it's just like, whatever, it's fine. So let's just go more Primal Mutalisk. Primal Mutalisk is like, it's like if you want to go Mutalisk on Dehaka, like you have to just go all in on it, because a handful of Dehaka Mutalisks aren't going to do much, but having this many, that's going to do something. It's like, you know that meme where it's like 4. It's like, is 4 large? Is 4 a lot? Well, it depends. 4 Mutalisk? No. 4 Prides of August grads? Yes, that's a lot. So yeah, it sort of depends. So I was talking about Dehaka's modifiers. So generally, I like to get Dehaka died. Generally, I like to get Devour first, because Devour's just eat a unit. There's no negotiation unless that unit's heroic. So against Tychus, for example, or against like Hyperion or something like that. Then yeah, you can't eat it. But like against Mengsk, you can eat like a Pride or Argus Grad. You can eat an Alarak Mothership. So it's very powerful. And if you do see your opponent building those units, make sure you micro what he eats. Here, I don't really need to micro too much because there's nothing. I mean, there's a Mengsk, but it's just Aegis guards, and sometimes I'm facing Alarak here, so there's no real necessity to worry too much about that. You know, it's like a good enough solution. Oh, this guy didn't make it. Anyways, so back to Dehaka. So right now I'm gonna get chitinous plating. Another thing I can get is Keen Senses, so Dehaka becomes a detector, but there doesn't seem to be a need for it. So I'm just gonna get chitinous plating. Right now, Evolved Leap is quite good, but not in this situation. It's good against like large amounts of small units, because when he jumps on them, they take a lot of damage, right? But generally, I don't like to get Leap most of the time. It's not like it's not the best one. Regeneration is decent, especially when all your Mutalisks are fighting on top of him like that. But yeah, and then Deadly Reach at level 10, honestly I think Deadly Reach is a bit of a waste. If you want to get Dehaka to hit air units, right, first of all, how did you survive to level 10? Trust me, level 10 is like 20 minutes into the game. That's when you get him. And like Dehaka's auto attacks are quite slow, so if you're relying on Dehaka for anti-air, like, you've probably already lost. So it looks like we need some more ground units. We need some more ground stacking units. I'm gonna try and get a...
You can count on me.
Get some Impalers. So Impalers are Dehaka's anti-armor specialists on the ground. Siege anti-armor specialists, not... Because Ravasors are Dehaka's sort of spammable anti-armor unit. They do anti-armor, you can get an upgrade from them. But they're spammable, so they're not that durable. They won't stack. Impalers work kind of like a lurker, except they only hit one unit, but they hit that unit like a truck. They deal 60 damage to armored units and deal 40 damage to like just whatever else it hits. So they're not messing around. They're not playing around. So we're probably gonna need them. Get the Tenderize. Tenderize allows it to deal a damage over time, 200 damage over time. And it looks like Mengsk does not actually have any protection because my Primal Mutalisk kept eating all of his air units, including his Witness. And so that's excellent because now these two Impalers back here are gonna stack with this wave, and I think they're gonna die here though. They're gonna die here. But yeah. So I think the Impaler is probably the better anti-armor option. I see Dehaka's go Ravasors, but Ravasors don't scale well into the late game. because of the nature of the fact that they're small units that you can spam a lot. So this is just, I guess, like, by the looks of it, we might just be closing out the game right now. But this is just one of the ways you can build Dehaka. If you go meterless, you have to go all in on meterless. Maybe I'll show a second clip of a different sort of Dehaka build, but it looks like we're closing out the game right here. And there we go. So I haven't had a chance to make use of all these really tanky, durable boys down here, or the creeper host. But this is what this situation called for, as you can see here, against Alarak. Alarak's anti-airs ain't that great, and Primal Mutals are quite tanky. You mix that together, bam, you got a winning comp. And also seems like my allies have been doing they have their stuff together, so that is also great. Let's have a look at the overview. So I lost. These are probably my Zerglings down here. I actually didn't do too much damage. So as I told you guys, right, the Mutalists don't do any damage, and that's correct. But they do enough. Let's see. Wait, hold on. Let's look at the damage taken. Did I take a lot of damage at least? I took the most damage because Dehaka, big tank. These Mutalists, big tank. Not too much damage dealt though. But you know, I fulfilled my purpose here. So mineral value killed actually lost value here, and as you can see, that's because these Mutalists are not the most efficient for their cost. But that's okay because we won. So that's what I called for. Okay, so let's go on to the next one, and hopefully we can see a different Dehaka build there. Alright, we are back, and this time we're playing on the weekly Brawl. This Brawl has some interesting modifiers in the sense that we have no shields on our cannons, we got discharged, and we have a stockpile, and we have a powerful aura that we can choose from. Stockpile gives us a little bit more money to start from, aura gives us buff that buffs our units, so that'll be interesting. So because there is no shield on our cannons, I'm going to try and build a cheese Dehaka build where you're trying to snipe the cannon, and that actually involves me going to tier 2. Which I kind of messed up on, because I don't think I'm going to make it to tier 2 in time. So you know what, I'm just going to hold off on this for now. Just going to do nothing. Not even going to put down the worms right now, because the worms cost quite a lot. And so while I'm upgrading, let's just talk about some of the Dehaka's weapon upgrades. So Dehaka's weapon upgrades are quite expensive, 300. So this goes up to 450 and then 600 for the next tiers. And then Primal Carapace, 150, this is alright. So these upgrades apply to all of Dehaka's units, but not Dehaka. Dehaka himself sort of scales on his own sort of timeline, I guess, or own schedule. So actually, this gives us a good opportunity to see what our opponents are going. I haven't put out my Primal Worms, but let's just see if this is secure. Not secure, kind of. I mean, kind of secure. There we go, my mission is complete. I am just going to drop down a lot of Ravisaurs. So why am I building Ravisaurs? Well, Ravisaurs, with an upgrade, you can actually get them to outrange base defenses. So right now they have a range of 7, right? This cannon has a range of 7. Now, if you get a nice little upgrade called Enlarged Parotid Glands, they get +1 weapon range, 8 range. And now with Dissolving Acid, they get bonus damage against armored targets. Let's get that. And now we can just cheese the cannon once we spawn. Now then, Life, Earth, Storm. I think what'll scale later is probably Earth. Oh my goodness. We are getting our cannon cheesed by these Stetman Hydralisks. Hopefully, we can hang on there. Maybe I can get some Earth. Because I think Earth will scale best into the late game, ultimately. Earth probably scales best into the late game. Let's try that. I'm going to put down a defensive worm here. Just so that we can help my allies out. Although Life, I don't know what to decide on. We'll see. We'll see. Oh no, I'm against a Tychus. Oh man. So the last thing I should have gotten is this. So I'm gonna get Life, just to make sure my wave can stay alive a bit longer. Alright, Tychus is just mowing through it, but that's okay. We're gonna cheese this. So against Tychus, we're gonna have to transition out of this very quickly. But as you can see, we're outranging the cannons. So this is a cheese build you can go, but not advisable if your opponent has already set everything up. That's okay though. So against Tychus, I think my best bet is actually going to be Mass Impalers. Because Impalers do a great job against most of what Tychus is going. A better scaling build into the late game is probably Creeper Hosts. However, Creeper Hosts are a little tough to get to work well. Because Creeper Hosts, once the Creepers spawn and they go off, that's it. You got nothing else, then that's the end of the story. So notice I haven't placed my Dehaka down yet. That is for a reason. And the reason is that I want to try and get my Impaler out here first. And then we'll put down Dehaka himself. So looks like we're going to need some... that Aegis Guard is going to melt our face off. But that's okay. So it's still just Tychus by himself, though. Tychus by himself is He's 2 and 2.
What's the plan?
He has 2 upgrades. Okay, well, what a menace. Okay, so let's get an extractor going, and we're gonna have to focus on getting Dehaka out now. Now, does he have detection? Oh, he does. That sucks. Okay. Alright. Our Phoenix went for a carrier. Interesting. So, by the way, if you guys enjoy this sort of, this format more so than the PowerPoint format, do let me know by leaving a comment down below in the comment section down below. I've had to film this video like 2 times now, just because it's been tough for me to try and get everything down. I hope this one I've been able to get more of the facts down, because the first one I was like, I was just all over the place. And I hope this is a little bit better. We're gonna need to get some worms out here. My little worms here melting the face off. Oh my goodness, they sniped the cannon. They just went past him and sniped the cannon. Alright. Well, we're just gonna have to live with that. Let's see what he got. He's only getting Tychus, and he's 2 and 2 on Tychus. Interesting. Interesting.
What's the plan?
Okay, well, let's get my boy Dehaka out here in the front.
Count on me.
Because we do need him. So, against Tychus, Devour is less useful. Still good to have a point in it. But I think I'm going to get Intimidated 4. Which reduces attacks. That's the thing. Against Tychus, it's actually a little... It's a pretty tough matchup to face up against. Because my Devour, my most powerful ability, is now useless. That being said, though, I think I'm just going to get another point in it. Get some healing. I'll get a leap, actually, just so I can just sort of hop. Do some hops. Get some hop action. There's a lot of Aegis Guards. The Aegis Guard is hammering away at my Tychus ally here. That's good for us, though. It means that I get an Aegis Guard to eat. There we go. Full health Aegis Guard. Yum yum in my tum-tum. Okay, so he's got a bunch of Boswells. Now, Boswells is probably his best option because they don't take bonus damage from my Impalers.
What's the plan?
That's really gonna suck. Does he have detection? He has no detection. Oh, now he has it from this witness over here.
Break it down.
Okay. So this is really gonna test out our Dehaka knowledge, essentially. So I still think Impalers is probably the best choice right now. Because Impalers are good against single targets, and Tychus has nothing but a lot of single targets. That being said, though, I'm going to need some front line in the form of Zerglings, I think. So, Dehaka Zerglings. Boswell is not good against crowds. He's good against single units. And so if I only have these single units, he is going to hammer me. And let's get the Tenderize up here. Oh, okay, Dehaka just ate that, I guess. That's fine. We got the Tenderize going on, so we can knock out that Manx Wave quite easily. Alright, put down the worms here. The worms have to just basically help us out as much as possible. Okay, so our Impaler is actually doing great work, even though they don't do bonus. They don't do that. Okay, look at that. 3 Impalers eliminated that entire Tychus wave. With the help of some Ravisaurs in the front, just to like distract. Right? So Impalers are quite good. Because Tychus just only his other options against me is like getting a Blaze or something. And with Impalers, Impalers are going to destroy Blaze because they do bonus damage against armored units. I think Creeper Hosts could work. I want to say they could work because Creeper Hosts are quite expensive, and if they don't work, they're like a spectacular failure. So Impalers are probably your best bet here. And let's see, get that spray size upgrade. And there we go. Oh, we got the... Okay, I guess carriers doing work. Okay, so let's see. We're gonna get chitinous plating just so that we can stay alive a little longer. Keep that Aegis Guard over here. And get these Impalers. Look at that Impaler. So, once he gets a Sam, however, Sam is going to mess me up. Because Sam will just put a demo charge in Dehaka, and then I'll just die quite quickly. I don't know why he got Vega, to be honest, because that actually made his wave just infinitely worse. Because Vega doesn't do anything for him right now at this current point in time, besides act as his detector. And if he did want to get a detector, Tychus should have gone Nux. Because I have so many small units that Nux would have been very good. Oh, by the way, this 50% maximum life also benefits the life buff that I give it. Because the Impalers only have 200 life, I think. And then they get bonus 50%, so that puts them to 300. And then the 30 extra life also gets buffed by 50%. So let's... Did this guy make it out? He made it out. Okay, so we got some Impalers here. Let's just make sure everyone's all lined up. And I think I'm gonna put down some some more Zerglings, but right now it does not look like I need any Zerglings yet. But once the Boswell count starts getting high, we'll have to get some more Zerglings. So notice, so Dehaka is actually a very versatile commander in the sense that he has a lot going for him. He has a lot of possible things you can build for him, and he has a lot of responses to various matchups. There's certain matchups that he just cannot answer. I cannot eat Gary. Oops, Gary's heroic. I tried to eat Gary, guys. Oops. Oh well. But it looks like we're just gonna hammer this base down. Let's just get some attack upgrades, and there we go. That's how we do it. And this just shows how powerful Dehaka can be if you can counter properly. I just do want to make a side note though. Some of Dehaka's weaknesses is that if he cannot deal with an air unit with his Hydralisk, and he cannot deal with his with an air unit with his Mutalisk as well, he's basically screwed. So what those air units are, for example, I'm thinking of Mask Mutalisk, for example. He doesn't have air splash, and Dehaka's own Mutalisk are too expensive to contest enemy Mutalisk properly. That being said, though, you might be able to do it. You might be able to do it. It's tough though, especially if it's like Kerrigan Mutalisk, Avatar Mutalisk like this. They're tough. Your Hydralisks don't stand a chance either because they'll just get bounced on. And Creeper Host only do well into big capital ships. So if you got like a bunch of carriers, Creeper Hosts are quite good for that. But if you got a bunch of like Mirages, that is not the answer. Mirages actually hard counter your Mutalisk quite well. So in response to that, probably just need more Hydralisk. Or you can ignore them, although that's probably unadvisable. So let's just look at the overview, and we'll just call it a day with this guy. I did a lot of damage, and that's all thanks to those Impalers. I'm quite sure about that. Let's look at my units, and look at that. I think this is the most efficient build, right? I'm like 5,000 ahead. Yeah, most efficient. But yeah, so Impalers are quite powerful. And yeah, there's probably like a bunch of other Dehaka strategies and builds that you can go, but they're so diverse, right, that I can't obviously cover all of them. But I hope this video has given you guys a good instructional insight onto Dehaka and into like sort of just like what you should be thinking about when playing Dehaka. I don't know about thinking about, but like hopefully you've got a good understanding of his units. I didn't get a chance to showcase the Ultralisk and the Tyrannosaurs, but they're really just, I mean, Ultralisk and Tyrannosaurs, like what is there more to say? They're just big health pools, right? But yeah, let me know if you guys found this helpful. If you guys want me to cover the Tyrannosaurs, I can sort of make a second part 2 to this. But for now, this will be the standalone part 1. But until next time, I'll see you guys later.